Drift. A sleep story from the edge of everything. Opening. Silence and Light. February 7, 1984. 7:25 a.m. Houston time. 170 miles above the Atlantic Ocean. A human figure floats in absolute silence. No tether. No connection. Just a white spacesuit against the infinite black. The Earth turns slowly below. Blue and white. Cloud patterns swirling across entire oceans. The curve of the planet gentle and patient. Above, darkness. Not the darkness of night. The darkness of everything. Of space stretching outward forever. And in between. Suspended. Weightless. Alone. Astronaut Bruce McCandless drifts farther from the Space Shuttle Challenger. 10 yards. 20. 30. The distance grows with each small pulse of nitrogen gas from the manned maneuvering unit strapped to his back. He is becoming smaller. The shuttle home, safety, oxygen, warmth recedes behind him. Soon he will be a football field away from the only thing keeping him alive. Just a white speck. Against black. Against blue. Against everything. But for now, in this moment, there is only the quiet. The vastness. The slow, gentle drift outward into something humans were never meant to touch. This is a story about letting go. About trust. About floating in the space between fear and wonder. And about discovering that sometimes, being completely alone can feel like being held by the entire universe. Let yourself drift with us now. Into the dark. Into the light. Into the story of one man who became, for a brief and beautiful moment, a satellite of Earth, untethered, free, and impossibly small. Chapter 1. The Dream of Floating Free. Long before that February morning, before the shuttle, before the silence, there was an idea. A simple, impossible idea. What if an astronaut could fly? Not just float on a tether like a balloon on a string, but truly fly, self-propelled, independent, free in the vacuum of space. Science fiction writers imagined it first. Buck Rogers with his rocket pack. Heroes zipping through the cosmos with jets on their backs. But imagination is easy. Engineering is hard. The human body wasn't designed for space. The cold would freeze you. The vacuum would make your blood boil. Solar radiation would cook you from the inside. So engineers built suits. Layers of fabric and metal and rubber. Life support systems miniaturized into backpacks. Oxygen flowing. Temperature controlled. Pressure maintained. But even in a spacesuit, early astronauts couldn't move far. They were tethered. Connected by umbilical cords carrying oxygen, power, communications. Safe, but limited. The dream persisted. What if you could cut the cord? What if you could carry everything you needed on your back and simply fly? In 1966, NASA tried. The Astronaut Maneuvering Unit, a rocket pack designed to let spacewalkers move freely during the Gemini missions. Astronaut Eugene Cernan was supposed to test it. He trained. He prepared. He stepped outside the spacecraft during Gemini 9A. But the exertion in his stiff spacesuit exhausted him. Sweat fogged his helmet. He overheated. He never reached the maneuvering unit before the mission had to be scrubbed. The dream retreated. Shelved. Waiting. But dreams don't die. They just drift. Slowly. Patiently. Until the right moment arrives. Chapter 2. 18 years of waiting. Bruce McCandless joined NASA in 1966. 28 years old. Navy aviator. Engineer. Third-generation officer whose father and grandfather both earned the Medal of Honor. He was selected as part of Astronaut Group 5. 19 men chosen during the height of the space race. The Apollo era. The moon missions. McCandless thought he'd fly soon. Everyone did. But NASA had dozens of astronauts. Limited flights. McCandless was assigned support roles. Mission control. Capsule communicator during Apollo 11. The voice talking to Neil Armstrong as he stepped onto the moon. Close to history, but not part of it. Years passed. Apollo ended. Skylab flew. The space shuttle was developed. McCandless waited. He worked on the Manned Maneuvering Unit, the MMU. An improved version of the device Cernan never got to test. A 300-pound nitrogen-propelled backpack with hand-controlled thrusters. He helped design it, test it, perfect it, and he waited for his chance to fly it. 18 years after joining NASA, that chance finally came. February 1984. Space Shuttle Challenger. Mission STS-41B. McCandless was 46 years old. Grizzled, experienced, patient, and ready. Chapter 3. The Cold Morning Light. February 3, 1984. Kennedy Space Center, Florida. The morning is cool, windless, perfect. Challenger sits on the launch pad, white against blue sky, steam venting from the external tank. Inside the crew cabin, 5 astronauts. Commander Vance Brand, pilot Robert Hoot Gibson, mission specialists Bruce McCandless, Robert Stewart, and Ronald McNair. The countdown reaches 0. The solid rocket boosters ignite. Thunder and light. Challenger rises, slowly at first, then faster, climbing through layers of atmosphere until the sky turns from blue to black. 8 minutes later, orbit, 170 miles above Earth, traveling 17,500 miles per hour, weightless. But McCandless isn't thinking about speed. He's thinking about the MMU, about the spacewalk scheduled for day 5 of the mission, about stepping out, letting go, drifting free. The days pass slowly in orbit. Satellite deployments, experiments, routine tasks, until finally February 7th arrives, the day of the untethered spacewalk. Chapter 4. Stepping into the void. The airlock depressurizes slowly, air venting into space, pressure dropping from 14 pounds per square inch to 0. Vacuum. McCandless and Stewart, both in spacesuits, wait patiently, breathing pure oxygen, preparing. Then the hatch opens. Darkness beyond, sprinkled with stars that don't twinkle in the absence of atmosphere. McCandless floats out first, into the payload bay, the massive cargo area of Challenger. The MMU waits there, attached to the wall. White metal frame, 2 tanks of nitrogen, 24 small thrusters positioned around the device. McCandless backs into it, clicks the latches. The unit attaches to his spacesuit's life support backpack. 300 pounds of equipment. In weightlessness, it feels like nothing. He tests the controls. Small joysticks at the end of each armrest. Pitch, roll, yaw, forward, back, left, right. Tiny bursts of nitrogen gas jet out. Invisible, silent, but powerful enough to move him. He's ready. Mission Control asks, "How are you doing, Bruce?" McCandless thinks of Neil Armstrong, of that first step onto the moon, of words that became history. He keys his microphone. "It may have been one small step for Neil, but it's a heck of a big leap for me." And then he fires the thrusters, and rises, slowly, gently, up out of the payload bay, away from the shuttle, into open space. Chapter 5. The first 100 yards. McCandless drifts outward. 10 yards from Challenger. 20. 30. The shuttle shrinks behind him. White and black against Earth's blue. He can see the whole vehicle now. Wings, tail, payload bay open like a mouth. Inside that bay, Robert Stewart, anchored to the robotic arm, watching his crewmate drift away. Inside the crew cabin, pilot Hoot Gibson with a Hasselblad camera, capturing this moment on 70mm film. On the ground, McCandless's wife watching from mission control, trying not to think about contingencies, about malfunctions, about her husband drifting away forever. But McCandless isn't afraid. Not exactly. He flew Navy fighters, landed on carrier decks at night in rough seas. He knows fear, respects it, but this is different. This is quiet. He'd expected silence. Pure, absolute silence. But there are voices in his helmet. Mission control. The shuttle crew. 3 different people talking, asking questions, giving updates. "How's your oxygen? Stay clear of the engines. When's my turn?" It's anything but peaceful. But when he tunes them out, when he just looks, the Earth turns beneath him. Oceans, continents, weather systems spanning thousands of miles. Above, stars. So many stars. No atmosphere to dim them. Sharp, clear, eternal. And around him, nothing. Just space. Just the vast, patient emptiness between things. He reaches the agreed-upon distance. Almost 100 yards. A football field from Challenger. Commander Brand's voice crackles in his helmet. That's far enough, Bruce. They had a plan. If McCandless drifted too far, if the thrusters failed, Brand would fly the shuttle closer. Maneuver the payload bay underneath him. Let him grab hold. But the thrusters work perfectly. McCandless hovers. Suspended. Alone. He was supposed to turn around. To face away from the shuttle. To look outward into deep space. But he can't. Not once during the entire 6-hour spacewalk does he turn his back on Challenger. Home is behind him. Safety. Oxygen. Warmth. He cannot look away. Chapter 6. The cold. Something unexpected happens. McCandless starts to shiver. Not from fear. From actual cold. His teeth chatter. His body shakes. The spacesuit is designed to keep astronauts cool. In sunlight, working hard, generating body heat, spacewalkers can overheat quickly. But McCandless isn't working. He's just floating. Moving his fingertips on the joysticks. Not generating metabolic heat. And the suit's life support system, even on the hot setting, provides minimal warming. It's designed for cooling, not heating. He's getting colder by the minute. But there's a simple solution. Turn the cooling system off completely. He does. And slowly, the shivering stops. Warmth returns. He adjusts, adapts, continues floating. This is what spacewalking requires. Constant small adjustments. Problem solving in real time. Staying calm. Because panic out here is death. Chapter 7. The photograph. Hoot Gibson floats inside Challenger's crew cabin. He's the pilot. His job during the spacewalk is nothing. Just monitor systems. Stay ready. So he picks up the Hasselblad camera. Floats to the window. Looks out. And cannot believe what he sees. A human being. Tiny. White. Suspended against Earth's blue curve. No tether. No connection. Just floating. Gibson frames the shot. McCandless in the lower right. Earth's horizon in the upper left. Clicks the shutter. That photograph will become iconic. One of the most famous images in space history. But in this moment, it's just a picture. A documentation of something impossible becoming real. Gibson takes another. And another. McCandless, unaware he's being photographed, continues his test. Checking each thruster. Verifying the system's work. Pitch down. Pitch up. Roll left. Roll right. His voice calm. Professional. Methodical. He's an engineer testing equipment. Pilot checking controls. But he's also something else. A human being doing something no one has ever done. Flying free. Untethered. Alone in the cosmos. Chapter 8. Return. After 6 hours, McCandless fires the thrusters one last time. He drifts back toward Challenger. Slowly. Carefully. The shuttle grows larger. Wings. Tail. Payload bay opening like arms to receive him. He descends into the bay. Settles back into the mounting bracket. Latches click. The MMU is secured. Mission complete. He and Stewart climb back through the airlock. Seal the hatch behind them. Inside, they remove their helmets. Breathe cabin air. Down in mission control, their wives embrace. Crying. Relieved. McCandless's face is wet too. Not from tears. From condensation inside the helmet. But the emotion is there anyway. He'd just done something extraordinary. And he knows it. But he also knows something else. He got lucky. The equipment worked. The nitrogen didn't leak. The thrusters fired. The vacuum didn't kill him. 1,000 things could have gone wrong. None did. Sometimes that's all survival is. The absence of disaster. Chapter 9. The second EVA. 2 days later, February 9th, McCandless and Stewart go outside again. This time, Stewart gets to fly the MMU. McCandless works in the payload bay, testing other equipment, observing. It's calmer this time, less historic, more routine. which is exactly what NASA wanted. Proof that the MMU wasn't a one-time stunt, that it could be used, relied upon, integrated into operations. But even routine spacewalks are extraordinary. Just being outside, in vacuum, with Earth turning beneath you, that never gets old. After another 6 hours, they return inside. 2 successful untethered spacewalks. No incidents. No emergencies. The mission is declared a triumph. Chapter 10. What the MMU meant. The Manned Maneuvering Unit was used on 3 shuttle missions in 1984. Then, quietly, it was retired. Too heavy. Too expensive. Too risky. Newer, simpler systems were developed. Safer, simplified aid for EVA rescue. A small emergency jetpack worn on the spacesuit. Lighter. Cheaper. The MMU went into museums. A relic of an era when NASA dreamed big. But for the astronauts who flew it, McCandless, Stewart, and a few others, it was unforgettable. It was a wonderful feeling, McCandless said. A mix of personal elation and professional pride. It had taken many years to get to that point. 18 years. From dream to reality. Most dreams don't survive that long. Most give up, fade away. But some, the patient ones, wait, drift, and eventually find their moment. Chapter 11. The man behind the image. Bruce McCandless lived quietly after his NASA years. He worked for Lockheed Martin, consulted on space projects, served as president of the Houston Audubon Society. He flew on one more shuttle mission, STS-31 in 1990, the mission that deployed the Hubble Space Telescope. Then he retired, returned to private life. But that photograph followed him. The one Hoot Gibson took. The tiny astronaut against infinite space. It appeared everywhere. Magazine covers, textbooks, posters. It became a symbol of human courage, of exploration, of our species' refusal to stay grounded. McCandless gave interviews occasionally, told the story, answered questions. But mostly he lived simply, humbly, like someone who'd already seen the most beautiful view possible and didn't need anything else. He died on December 21, 2017. Age 80. His son wrote a book about him. Wonders all around. Senator John McCain, Naval Academy classmate, wrote, "The iconic photo of Bruce soaring effortlessly in space has inspired generations of Americans to believe that there is no limit to human potential." But McCandless himself was more modest. "I was grossly overtrained," he said. "I was just anxious to get out there and fly. Just a man, doing a job, who happened to float a little farther than anyone else." Chapter 12. Drifting toward sleep. Imagine it now as you close your eyes. The silence of space. Not the silence of a quiet room, but the silence of vacuum, of distance, of being so far from everything that sound itself cannot reach you. You float, weightless, the earth turning slowly beneath you, blue oceans, white clouds, green continents, all of it peaceful from this height. No borders visible, no conflicts, just one world, whole, beautiful, fragile. Above you, darkness, but not empty, filled with stars, billions of them, each one a sun, each one with worlds of its own, each one impossibly far away. And you, suspended between earth and infinity, small, quiet, safe. The tether is gone. You are free, not falling, not rising, just drifting, held by gravity, held by momentum, held by the gentle mathematics of orbital motion. You breathe slowly, oxygen flowing, suit temperature perfect. Nothing to do but exist, to observe, to be present in this impossible moment. The earth turns. The stars will overhead. Time passes, but it doesn't matter. You are exactly where you need to be, floating, drifting, held by everything, connected to nothing. This is what McCandless felt. This is what he saw. And this quiet, this peace, this gentle drift into darkness and light. This is where we leave you now. Epilogue. The drift continues. The photograph remains. Bruce McCandless, tiny against the cosmos. White suit, dark space, Blue Earth. 40 years after that February morning, people still look at it, still feel something, wonder maybe, or longing, or the strange peace that comes from seeing a human being completely alone and somehow completely okay. We are all drifting in our way, through time, through life, through the vast spaces between moments, sometimes tethered, sometimes free, sometimes terrified, sometimes peaceful, but always moving, always floating, always held, whether we realize it or not, by forces larger than ourselves. Gravity, love, memory, hope. McCandless showed us something. You can let go. You can drift into the unknown. And if you stay calm, stay present, stay patient, you might discover that the void isn't empty. It's full of light, full of stars, full of quiet wonder. And you, small as you are, fragile as you are, temporary as you are, you belong there. Floating, drifting, free. So let yourself drift now, into sleep, into dreams, into the gentle darkness that holds all of us. You are safe. You are weightless. You are exactly where you need to be. The earth turns beneath you. The stars shine above. And you simply float, breathing slowly, drifting gently, held by everything, connected to the infinite. Small, quiet, home. The end. Rest well, traveler. The universe is watching over you.